Hello and good morning. It is Wednesday, the 12th day of April 2017, and welcome. My name's Derek, and let's take a look at a cryptocurrency batch of codes, including Bitcoin and the US dollar. We'll also take a look priced in Bitcoin, Bela, Pivx, and Dcr as well. All right, so then this is an interesting trend, to say the least. Volatility is very, very low, which is fine for me anyway. It has been maintaining this upward trend line well above the 18 average of highs. 1100 was this key level, and it was getting above this 18 average band at that time, and it has done nothing but to continue to move higher. But like I've been covering with silver charts, making slow, unvolatile moves. And a lot of this text was written, it seems, back in the dinosaur age, or I have been not deleting it as of yet, at least within this last key range, here to here. And it is the last one, because I don't know what this current top is. You know those after the fact, but within Fibonacci upside, you take a high point where it was at, a key high point, you divide it by the key low point to the power of 1.618, multiply that low again. Well, in this case, from this range, it is 1286 for where its target should be going up towards. You also have this situation of going from 13 down to 8. Therefore, its upward bias target would be 1632. That's a little bit more longer term. And then short-term analysis, as far as key support, this band in here, and I guess even this support level of resistance or Fibonacci, as well as around 1078, 1100 even, in that ballpark area. Let's move on to some individual ones. First, within the Bela chart, which is having its first correctionary phrase from its last new all-time high. It made an all-time high in here, and it had a pretty large one as it managed to have long consolidation within the 18 average band, meanwhile also breaking below it for extra great value buying opportunities. This all-time high corrected through time, where it managed to meet up within this band. And notice its move above this. It breaks this band. If you want this same band that I have it 18 period front weighted, or just weighted if you see that within any options. And you don't need the close, but I think if you have the high and the low, you get to see where it is within the band. But just because of how I can make this chart and this little dot line in the middle, I think it looks fine, and I've been using it ever since I've originally put it in around 5 years ago. So within this last move, it's correcting within this band. Therefore, what do we know when it's going to leave it? So key resistance right now, breaking yesterday's highs with momentum, would at least give us a test of the previous 18 level. That's how I would see it. If this thing has a hard time holding in, or even if it just stays sideways for a little bit, we're going to be looking towards really a break of the 10,000 level down towards, I got 94.75 in here, 63.71. And then I even got a bigger level in around 86 as well, or maybe just as big as well. So that would be the Bela analysis. Just because I said I think this is going to be a key top doesn't mean it's going to have a good retracement like this if you're looking for cheaper buying opportunities. I still think that if it manages to break through here, you could have major parabolic moves upwards to that next main level, which is double pretty much from here. Well, double 16 up and around 32,000 as the next upward target. Let's move on to Decred, and then we're going to finish it off within Pivx. So this is the daily chart, but this data is off. I did this chart first, and then I realized, why is my data wrong? Well, it was getting data from the silver daily chart. But it's a daily chart, and we're looking at the key information, and that's really what's important. And you have a situation where it's in a correctionary phase. But unlike Bela right now, it's not looking the most bullish amongst here. And I wish I could tell you right now what to do with it other than wait, and what to do within the wait. As you have the situation of resisting here, supporting, and then supporting this downtrend. This downtrend goes below this 18 average band. It could be that failed move, fast move. However, breaking below this band will deem another retest of this low. And because it only had an okay move, I don't know if it would have that much support in here. Rather, I think it would probably have a move towards maybe this next point in at around 47.60. And this, when you look at these numbers, when I show 76.4 and 23.6, they're good, but the main ones are always going to be the 38.2 and 68.1. So when I'm looking for a big correction, then I'm going to do it from the 38.2 and 61 levels, not just here. This is mainly more day trading, I think, for me, or parabolic moves. And well, you can say it's parabolic going from 400 to 21, which it is, but it's having normal movement, which is really what's important to me. Now, as far as what key Fibonacci do you use, I mean, this level of 400 you could use, but you also have this low in at around 1600 as well. So let's just put in 1600. Let's put in a high of which would be the 21,800 number, which gives us 8,000 as its 61 number. So that's where it's been holding in. And if it fails, then it would have another number down to 43.39. Coinciding with this, remember, oftentimes within this, when you reach Fibonacci, it overcuts it. See the overcut here? So I would expect an overcut again. So if you're looking to do buy orders, strategically, what would be better if you're only going to do one? Pierce above, an exact hit, or a pierce below? You're better off doing a pierce below, in my opinion. Final chart now underway. It's going to be Pivx. I stated yesterday that this thing looked like it was ready to break out, and all I was doing was looking at this 18 average band on the Bittrex website, noticing it just broke above the 18 average of weighted highs. That's all I need. And sure enough, it had really a decent breakout, to say the least, breaking out above this key resistance of around 8,000. This test in at the previous high had a little bit. Not shown on here was a target at 970. There's a resistance there, and going straight up. It's been now an upward movement within this 18 average. It is well extended, but along the way it has had band test here, and it is now just coming off yet another band test as of at around 8:45 in the morning. It is 9:08 as I'm doing this now, and therefore this could very easily continue to move up. Now my upward range target is higher than this number here. For if you look back at the move at the end of March, or I think around March 24th, I can't remember the date, but you'll see a high at 9,700 or 970, depending on how you want to look at it, 97,000 Satoshi. And that came down to 4,000 a couple of times actually. So it was a key range. So I take 970 divided by 400, you're going to get a little over 2. To the power of 1.618 multiply 400, you get 1677. So that's where my next decent target would be. And quite frankly, I don't see why it would be a surprise to keep on this upward trend that it has been doing. Nothing has stopped it as of yet. But with that being stated, the Fibonacci that I'm going to be working with is from this low at 675. And as of now, within the current high, we can, where's the high? 1257. So within this high, I got a 61.8% number, roughly at that psychological number. Now here's a situation where you might want to pierce above it if you're going to buy to something like that. Look at the order book, see where big orders are. Sometimes I'll look at things and think, yep, I'm going to be doing a small pierce below, and then I look at the order book and think, oh no, it's going to be a large pierce below, or it's a pierce above because of where the big orders happen to be. That's something that I like to look at too. Where is the most profitable, best place to get your order based on the likeliness of it getting hit and its profit potential for the price, as it's price that pays only. So therefore, that would be its key level. And these things have some very interesting movements. It would not surprise me if this thing would, say, go up to 1677 and then over, say, another, I don't know, 4 to 24 hour period, go from 16 down to 10. Come back here. That would not surprise me to the least, because they're going to have wild up moves, wild down moves, but the overall path of least resistance and the momentum for this chart at this time is currently higher. Take care and have yourself a great day.